Inside, David and Sarah were surrounded by ghostly children. Their eyes glowed empty, their movements jerky, unnatural. They whispered in unison, "Join us, join us, play forever." Their pale hands reached for Sarah. She screamed as their icy fingers brushed against her skin. David swung a broken chair to keep them back, but the ghosts passed through it like mist. He was helpless. The doll's temptation. The cursed doll stepped closer, her tiny porcelain feet clicking against the burning floor. She spoke directly to Sarah. "Don't be afraid. I'll never leave you. I'll be your best friend. Forever. No more loneliness. No more tears." For a moment, Sarah's breathing slowed. Her fear shifted into a strange calmness. She reached out her hand toward the doll. David shouted, "Sarah, don't listen! That's not your friend. It's a monster." The cat's transformation. The black cat hissed, its body twisting unnaturally. Bones cracked, fur melted, and in seconds it grew into a grotesque beast. A creature with a feline skull, elongated claws, and eyes that burned like coals. It roared, shaking the room, and lunged at David. He barely rolled aside as the creature's claws tore through the floorboards. The cursed doll laughed, her voice echoing like shattered glass. The villagers intervene. Outside, Agatha completed her ritual, chanting louder. The ground trembled, the mansion groaned as if alive. Windows shattered outward and villagers screamed as cold wind blasted through. Mr. Grayson held the ancient book high, shouting, "Sarah! Resist her! Only you can break the bond!" His voice echoed inside the mansion, reaching Sarah's ears. Sarah's stand. Sarah froze. The doll was inches away, smiling with wide porcelain teeth. The ghost children surrounded her, chanting, pulling, begging her to join. For a moment, Sarah closed her eyes. She remembered her real childhood, playing outside, laughing with her friends, her mother's lullabies. She opened her eyes and shouted, "You're not my friend, you're a curse." Light burst from her chest, blinding the ghosts around her. The cursed doll shrieked, cracking across her porcelain face. The doll fights back. The doll screamed, her voice sharp and piercing, shattering glass and wood alike. The black cat beast howled in pain as flames consumed its body, but it still crawled forward, dragging itself towards Sarah. The ghost children shrieked, some fading away, others twisting in torment. David grabbed Sarah's hand, pulling her away, but the mansion's walls closed in, trapping them in darkness. Cliffhanger. As the flames engulfed the mansion, the cursed doll rose one final time, her cracked face splitting open, revealing sharp, jagged teeth beneath the porcelain. She screeched, "You will all be mine!" The ground beneath David and Sarah crumbled, dragging them into a pit of black void. Outside, the villagers saw the entire mansion sink into the earth with a thunderous roar. Then, silence. Nothing but an empty field where the mansion once stood. The aftermath of the mansion's fall. The villagers stood in shock, staring at the empty field. The cursed mansion had sunk into the earth, leaving behind only scorched soil. Mothers cried for their missing children. Fathers gripped their lanterns tightly, refusing to believe it was over. Mr. Grayson fell to his knees, whispering, "If the house is gone, then so are the children." But Agatha shook her head. "No, evil doesn't die so easily. The doll is still here. She never leaves." David and Sarah in the void beneath the earth, David and Sarah found themselves in a dark, endless void. The air was thick, suffocating and filled with faint cries. Around them floated broken toys, shoes, ribbons, remnants of the lost children. Then they saw them, the children's ghosts, hundreds of them, suspended in darkness, their hollow eyes watching. Sarah clutched David's hand. "We're in her world now." The doll returns. A soft giggle echoed through the void. From the darkness, the cursed doll emerged, floating, her porcelain body cracked and glowing from within. Her voice was colder than ever. You tried to resist, little Sarah, but here I am everything, and you are mine." Behind her, the monstrous cat beast reappeared, its skeletal body crawling across nothingness, drool sizzling like acid. Sarah's courage weakens. The doll raised her hand, and ghostly chains wrapped around Sarah, pulling her toward the void. Sarah struggled, screaming for help, but the voices of the trapped children whispered, "Don't fight. It's easier to stay." For the first time, Sarah's courage faltered. Her tears floated into the darkness. David's desperation. David, desperate, shouted at the ghosts, "You don't have to listen to her! She's keeping you here! Fight her!" But the children only tilted their heads, their faces expressionless. The doll laughed. "They belong to me, and soon, so will you." The black cat lunged at David, claws ready to tear him apart. He grabbed a shard of broken porcelain from the void floor and stabbed the creature's glowing eye. The beast howled, its body bursting into ash, but the doll's laughter grew louder. The ritual above. On the surface, Agatha and Mr. Grayson lit the final circle of candles. Agatha's voice trembled as she chanted, "By blood, by soul, sever the chain." The ground shook violently. The villagers cried out as shadows clawed their way from the soil, trying to break the ritual circle. Mr. Grayson coughed blood, falling weak, but he continued chanting, "For the children, for the children." Sarah's last stand in the void, Sarah heard faint echoes of Agatha's chanting. The ghostly chains around her cracked slightly. The doll screeched, clutching her head as if in pain. Sarah remembered Mr. Grayson's words. Only a child's courage can break the bond. With every ounce of strength, Sarah shouted, "You're not real! You're not my friend! I'm not afraid of you anymore!" A blinding light burst from Sarah's chest. The chains shattered, freeing her. The doll shatters. The cursed doll shrieked, her porcelain body cracking open, pieces flying into the void. The children's ghosts screamed, their faces shifting from hollow to peaceful. One by one, they dissolved into white light. The void trembled as the doll's body collapsed, her glass eyes falling and shattering like ice. The black cat let out one final hiss before disintegrating into dust. Escape from the void. David grabbed Sarah as the void collapsed around them. A bright doorway opened above, the villagers' ritual pulling them back. They ran toward it as the doll's broken voice echoed behind. "This isn't the end. I'll always come back." With a final leap, they escaped through the light. Returned to the village. David and Sarah awoke on the scorched soil where the mansion once stood. Villagers surrounded them, crying with relief. Mothers screamed with joy as the missing children, now freed, emerged one by one, alive but shaken. Mr. Grayson collapsed, smiling faintly. "It's over," he whispered, before closing his eyes forever. Agatha burned the ritual book, warning, "The curse is broken, for now." The haunting twist. Weeks later, the village slowly returned to life. Families rebuilt, children laughed again, and the nightmare seemed gone. Sarah kept her old doll locked in a wooden box, too afraid to throw it away. One night, as she lay in bed, she heard a soft giggle. The box rattled. From inside, a tiny porcelain voice whispered, "Play with me, just once more." Shock ending. The screen fades to black as the doll's faint laughter echoes, leaving only one chilling truth. Curses don't end, they wait.